What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope everybody's having an amazing weekend. This video is going to be a little bit on the short side. For some reason, Shorty decided he's going live early today, so he'll be live in about 35 minutes, going over futures. And so, due to that, I either had to not go live or make it short because I have work later, so I have very limited time. With that said, I'm not going to review very much what happened with SPY. It gapped up, wasn't anywhere near the levels I was watching for Friday. I don't even think I necessarily see the greatest entries. Let's see. Actually, yeah, this was good here. This was, it's okay here. Yeah, wouldn't have been a fun day to trade, that's for sure. All right, with that said, let's crank this out really quick. Let me just start deleting stuff. We need to delete our daily SIGs and also weekly SIGs, as we have a new week now and also a new day. Also, really quick, I didn't have a chance to look over any setups for options. So if that's what you're here for, there will not be any today. Sorry. Alrighty, let's get into it really quick. I feel like I have a lot to cover in a very little time, so... Alright, so there's our daily levels. Let's do our TPO really quick. We can't do SIGs on the last 2 days because we don't have overlapping profiles. TPO is taking forever to load, but I know here I'll have single prints. I might not have time to wait for TPO to load. Whoa, what happened there? It's refusing to draw this line. Can we, wow. All right, let me try. Oh, I'm having some latency issues. This is a good time for this to happen. That's sexy. I have 15 lines here. All right, let's try this again. Still having some latency issues. You could argue here single prints or poor high. If I change my TPO settings, it's definitely single prints. I like to use the default settings on TPO and just know in my head that, you know, if I change the row size, then this would definitely be single prints. All right, let's move on. Let's do our weekly levels. Hopefully I can get through this with whatever TradingView is doing right now. I need to make sure it's not me. All right, it looks like the internet issues are mine, and it's not TradingView. So hopefully the live is working, and hopefully I can get through this really quickly. It's just one more thing I have to do as soon as I finish the live. I need to go reset my internet. There's our weekly levels. We also don't have overlapping weeks, so we can't draw SIGs on that. With that said, let's zoom out really quick, see what happened last week. So this looks like a long leg doji, pretty indecisive. Obviously more bearish than bullish here. I mean, more bullish than bearish. Volume, mediocre. Not terrible, but just not great. This could end up being an abandoned baby if we sell off from here. Yeah. Let's see what futures are doing right now. They opened, sold off. They made a poor low down here, and it looks like they're in the process of trying to bounce and go higher. I guess it's a poor low on 5 minutes, so that's not really saying much of anything. Yeah, we still have a poor low on 30 minutes. But as of right now, they're trying to grind higher. They're trying to get through VWAP right now. But wouldn't be surprised to also see them reject and go lower. Let's look at our news for next week. I know we have a lot. I think we have FOMC. Monday, not much. New loans in Canada. England, what, at 2 our time? The average earning index, 3-year, month over year, or 3-month over year. Claimant count change. So not a whole lot going on Monday. Tuesday, almost nothing. Wednesday, big news an hour before the open. And then, oh, I guess I was wrong. I don't see FOMC. I thought it was this week. All right, cool. So there's that. Oh, we haven't done this in a while. Our good old fear and greed index. Pretty sure we're in greed right now. Yep. So the market's being driven by greed at this moment. And when we get to greed and extreme greed is generally where they'll sell off. Alrighty. Let's see what we're watching for tomorrow. So hopefully this makes sense. I'll be watching for calls here. Puts here. I think they might do something like this. Okay. I'm going to leave that line on my chart just so that we can verify tomorrow. Emilio, yes, you do hear a lullaby. My wife, my daughter's, so my 10-month-old, her bedroom is like right across the hallway from where I am, and both doors are open, and I guess my wife has her in there. You know, like sometimes she'll plop her down. We have like padded floors in there right now. So we'll plop her down and she'll just sit there and watch those little educational lullabies slash videos sometimes. Not very often, but yeah. Alrighty, I'm going to go post this in Keenan's. If you guys have questions, now would be a good time. Shorty will be live in roughly 20 minutes. Definitely tune in and watch that. I'm feeling even more rushed, like I said, because I need to go and what's it called? I need to go reset my internet and all that stuff. Destin asked about ABBV. I'm not in it. Not because I don't believe in it, but I didn't have any buying power. And the account that I trade options on is really small, and I actually was wanting to like deposit money to play ABBV, but I wouldn't have had the money in my account in time to get into it. So I didn't trade it. But that's true for a lot of the plays that I call out, not because I don't believe in them, but just I don't do a ton of option trades. I mostly trade futures, and the account where I have the ability to buy and sell options, I don't keep a whole lot of money in there. I use it mostly for dollar cost averaging into shares, and so just happened to be that at the moment I didn't have any buying power, I didn't have any buying power left over, so it is what it is. I've since deposited money, but really, like with ABBV, if we go really much higher than where we are, I would close. If you want to be more sticky, if we break through here, then I would close. It's kind of a bummer, like based on what happened over the last few days, like whenever there was selling, like the market was selling off, ABBV was kind of flat and didn't really move. But then when there was buying, like we're pushing up. So it's kind of looking bullish, unfortunately. Hopefully it reverses and goes from here, but yeah, I wouldn't hold on to it for too much longer if it doesn't go in our favor. Okay. Zai's asking where I would swing puts. If you're talking about SPY, I don't look that far out. I mean, like, I would be confident swinging puts when we get up to like 612 to 616-ish, right around there. But I don't look at SPY on a day-to-day basis looking for an area to swing. What I look for is if I see like a good swing trade setup, then I would take it. But generally my analysis is for what's happening the next day. And sometimes my analysis of what's happening the next day would be a good level to be swinging some puts or whatever, but we're not there right now. I mean, actually, it's not terrible, but I still think they're trying to go up and make new all-time highs, so we'll have to see. Anyway, with that said, I am going to call it a day here. Like I said, Shorty will be live in about 18 minutes now, so definitely tune in and watch for that. As always, big thanks to all the subscribers. Extra big thanks to the friends of the stream. Extra big thanks to the new people here. I don't know. If you are new, basically 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, we go over SPY, what we're watching for the next day. Generally, once or twice a week, I'll cover some option setups I'm watching for. We have a very high win rate. And then also, a couple times a week, my mentor will go live and go over futures like we're doing tonight. And then generally once or twice a month, we cover some education on how we trade and what we look for on trading. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love a subscribe. Help us get the information out to more people. Help the YouTube algorithms. And with that said, much love, much respect, and peace out. We will see you tomorrow. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.